Hello everybody, it's your boy Warwick, and today we're playing more I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator. Every day can be an adventure if you approach it with the right attitude, right? That's how we all should live our lives. Yeah, we just recently were invited to, the Colonel's abode, and that's what we're picking up. I probably should have said that before I started reading. Long ago, I made the decision to never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining. Have you been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef. Well, there is a something. It's just a side dish that I've been tinkering with, trying to find the right balance of flavors and textures. I'm not sure I've nailed it yet, but I'm close. Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up as he starts to wonder what dish she might be describing. It's meant to pair with something spicy, or something crispy, both perhaps. Now you've got him right where you want him. Should you reveal your new creation to him, or keep it a secret just for you? Let's reveal it. He's revealed his secrets to us, why not? You decide that you're as ready as you'll ever be to share your original cooking with Colonel Sanders. Before you can talk yourself out of it, you decide to dive in head first. You reach into the lunch bag for a special dish that you've been keeping on ice all day. I present to you my original coleslaw. The shredded cabbage dish glistens in the light of Colonel Sanders' Lux Hideaway, and it's even in the same kind of bowl that he made history in last time. Magnificent! Together you chow down on the creamy slaw until just a spoonful remains in the bowl. Man, I gave him the idea for coleslaw, huh? Wonderful. You mind if I hold on to the last bite? I'd like to have it around so that I can admire its taste later and think back on its moment. You could offer to make him more, but he seems like a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? Please make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment. You realize that now would be the perfect time to do some snooping. Around the room are various items that you can look closer at. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotions. Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. Well, like last time, I think I want to start with bearded Colonel. An adorable little baby boy crawls across the floor. From the goatee and mustache combo he sports, you figure this must be Colonel Sanders himself. That, or maybe it's the drumstick that he seems to be waving like a rattle. Who frames a baby picture for just themselves? Probably the same type of person who would make their own face the logo of the company they founded, am I right? Tap an item to discover more about the Colonel. I guess let's check out his, let's check out this view, I guess. You gaze out the window across the vast lake and mountain range beyond. Just then, the ghost of student pops up. Are you thinking about heading out into the world on a quest to avenge my death? Wait, what? I never even learned your name. Why would I avenge you? I could just tell you my name right now. It's... Can't you see him in the middle of something? You open the window a crack and the ghost of student is swept out with a breeze. Tap an item to discover more about the Colonel. I don't even know what this is in the corner. Let's take a look. This must be where he keeps the secret recipe. Oh, it's a vault, I see. You think for a moment, what number is important to Colonel Sanders? Then it dawns on you. As soon as you turn the dial to 111111, the safe opens. Inside, you find a single note. Can chicken be prepared sashimi style? Tap an item to discover more about the Colonel. Can't believe I just broke into his safe. Check out his special whiskey. Oh, it's a candle. A scented candle. You pick it up and try to identify the smell. Power tool? Freshly starched collar? Piece of wood floating in the lake? Summer of '69? It's one of those secret recipe ingredients. It's blank! Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. Uh-oh. Is he like changing in there? You open the door to Colonel Sanders' closet and find a row of his signature white suits hanging within. You take one off of its hanger and try it on. Do I? The jacket is a bit big for you, but it's soft and comfortable. You give yourself a deep hug, breathing in his scent. They say that home is where the heart is. Is this what they meant? Before you can lurk any further, you hear Colonel Sanders returning. He has a new dish that he's been working on, and he wants you to taste it. You try to act casual until he asks you why you're wearing his jacket. I don't usually loan those out, but I must say, it does look good on you. Oh crap, the jacket. You forgot to take it off. You decide now it's a moment and make your big move. You tell him you're cold. You fess up and tell him the truth. Let's tell him we're cold. He's about to give us something spicy to eat. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to intrude. I just got a little cold and thought this might warm me up. Colonel Sanders smiles and scoots close to the fireplace. Ooh, yeah, getting down by the fire. It's warm by the fire. Why don't you come a little closer? Suddenly, everything feels like it's moving too fast. Final exams are tomorrow. You should be thinking about what you're going to cook. I should be home studying. Overwhelmed, you take off the jacket and run for the door. But the thought of leaving the Colonel in the midst of such an emotional breakthrough gives you pause. You stop yourself. Colonel? Yes, Wario? I honestly think this may be the beginning of something wonderful. I think you're right. We should take things slow. You talk late into the night and drift off into a slumber. Dream sequence! Another one of these, huh? Oh, except for now he's a ghost. You awake to a beautiful morning in Colonel Sanders' hideaway. Did you make the right decision on how to respond to the Colonel Sanders? Only time will truly tell. Today is a day that could change the rest of your life. You think about the new secret ingredient you just learned about. Blank. In some jurisdictions, blank isn't even legal. But if the recipe is a secret, how will they know? Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders emerges into the room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast, and your mouth waters at the sight of it. Here's a simple breakfast I just whipped up. It's his homemade biscuits and his fried chicken. You taste Colonel Sanders' food, and it takes you on a journey. When you return, he's waiting to ask you an important question. So, would you say that we're a perfect match? How presumptuous! My cuisine and your taste buds, that is. Such confidence, such grace. Could he be the world's greatest gift to cookery? Let's take him down a peg. We flatter him. He's not gonna have the will to succeed and continue to be stronger. It's good, but my mom made it better. Colonel Sanders' expression grows serious. Did your little jab land too hard? Colonel, I knew what you were going to say. I need to be better if I'm going to leave my mark on this world. Exactly, Colonel! You got me. A single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eye as he gazes out the window. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you cry, Mr. Sanders. And with the right business partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner? Could he be talking to you? It's all happening so quickly. Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings, you're on the verge of tears, unable to speak. The only answer you can find is to run out the door and get home. There's still one more day of school after all. The University of Cooking School Academy for Learning waits for no one. What? Why does my character just want to keep running away? You get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend is there waiting for you. Where have you been? Because I had one heck of a night. I've been desperate to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you. I got worried that something had happened. It's okay. I was just, but now that it turns out you're fine, I can finally get you up to speed on the saga of Miriam. Sure, but, you'll not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a date. I think I can believe that. Since I'd been partnered up with Pop, he asked me to go out with him. Of course, I told him, you'd better harness those wild horses, young man. I'm not that kind of girl. But he was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me. So I said, yeah, sure, I can get to know the little guy. Long story short, he took me to his favorite shush house. But things quickly spiraled out of control. Did she just say shush house? As if that's a thing people just say? What is that even referring to? And now I'm not really sure where we stand. You don't give Miriam time to tell her the whole story, however. Bottling up the details of your own night is just too much to bear. And I went on a date too, back to Colonel Sanders' house where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened, but the emotional connection. Wowzers. Miriam tells you to move on from this whole Colonel Sanders obsession and focus on school. Why didn't she just say that? Why is it a button? If being obsessed with Colonel Sanders is wrong, you don't want to be right. After a short argument, you both agree to go your separate ways. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can tell from a distance that they're picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp that fact. Because, you know, he's Pop. What's a swirly? Sounds delicious. Oh, it's great. I'll order you one right up. Right away. I'll order you one up right... I got dyslexia sometimes, I think. I have my swirly sprinkles, please. Sprinkles is a dog and a treat. You can get your swirly dipped too. Why don't you pick on someone your own size? 'Cause I'm literally the biggest person at the school. There's that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school. But who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature? You've got some nerve, Wario, suggesting I pick on a defenseless horse. Now you're twisting on my words, and I won't have it. You clench your fists, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince with pain. Doesn't look like you can go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up. I'll never give up, ever. Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears things are close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Wario, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in fighting form by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail winning so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What is he doing complimenting her? But what about the flavor of my delicate warm gooey chocolate sauce? It was clear that you're passionate about how your food is received. That's a lot of words to say. It was bland. Excuse me, Wario. I am more than capable enough to speak for myself. Maybe you could tell me more of your thoughts as we walk into class, Colonel. I'm always interested in discussing the fine arts of foods. Fine arts of fine foods. See inside, Wario. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who you know she really is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself with how slighted you feel by that interaction with Ashley, you take out the spell book you've recovered yesterday and start flipping through the pages. Uh-oh. Whoa, that's the book! It's like bad news. It's just something I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't really believe in that magic stuff. A grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really that powerful? Cosplayers. I can think of one surefire way to find out. You open to a page covered with arcane warnings. Cast only in case of extreme emergency, it says around the edges of the page. I could use this spell here that says it will erase anyone I choose from all of my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it would probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam. That's way drastic. Couldn't you just do something else? Like, anything else? Not rooted in dark magic? Maybe tie a string around your finger? Okay, fine. It is drastic. But desperate times call for desperate measures. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you, and a pretty good excuse to try it out. Cast the forbidden spell or don't do it after all? Well, we're getting towards the end of this episode, so let's cast it and see if it sends us down an ending. You begin to recite the spell, but you stumble on the words, and the only effect it seems to have is to make you forget what it is you were doing. Alright, after looking at the page again, it comes rushing back to you. Cast the forbidden spell. Oh, it just does it over and over. Cast a forbidden spell. Okay, begin to recite. Like, seriously, don't do it. Memories are important. Oh, shoot. It did change something. Cast forbidden spell. Begin to recite the spell, but you stumble on your words. Alright, after looking at the page again, it comes rushing back to you. You got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you. Pretty good excuse to try it out. Here we go. Well, goes nothing. Hold on to your butt. What if it's gonna erase my game watch and then I'm gonna have to stop the series entirely? That would suck. You sleep softly as the morning sun casts a warm glow through the window of your modest student apartment. Called it! The world is peaceful and serene. You could stay in the moment forever. Or you could wake up now and start your first day of culinary school. Alright, well. That'll be it for this episode. I guess the final the final bite. Oh my god, did it actually erase everything? Oh no! Can we cancel? Okay, yeah, that's it. It really destroyed my entire save file. I thought it was gonna give me like a bad ending, like you go back to school the next day and you don't know who Colonel Sanders is, and then I could load back up from the chapter select, but no, it actually took away all of my chapter selects as well. So, that's some BS. That is really stupid. It probably should have been a little bit more upfront. I realized it was telling me it was drastic. I didn't realize it was telling me it was going to erase everything I've done and I couldn't load in from the last chapter like I've been able to do the entire time. So, that'll be the end of this episode. I'm going to have to beat the entire game on my own free time to get you guys the real ending. Sorry about that. So if you want to see it, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and that'll be it for today. Good game, everybody.